Hello and welcome. This is how to find awesome content in just 5 minutes a day. Now, one of the most commonly asked questions that we get is how can you find content to put on your social media, especially when we say that you should be posting, 1 or 2 times on Facebook and 3 to 5 times on Twitter. There's some great tools and sites out there to help you find and curate content to then post out onto your social media. I've decided to list just a few of these, but this will give you a great head start. Which one you use is down to you. You can either use one or two or a mixture of all of them. I recommend that you have a look at all of them and see which one suits your personality and you can work with the best. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is Hootsuite. Now within Hootsuite you can add these things called streams, and you can see a couple of them that I've added here. Now there's a few different streams that you can add that will help you find content. The first is the search stream. Now this is the one that I've done here. You can see it's just about Market Harborough. So I've put in the keyword Market Harborough and it brings up any tweets regarding that. However, if I had a specific search term that I wanted to look for something within my industry or new articles coming out within a specific kind of field, I could add that in there. On the right hand side you can see that we have a keyword search. Now this works by adding 3 words that you want to look for. I recommend adding hashtags that are used on the types of articles or information that you want to be looking at. Once you've set up these streams, you can then just pop in and have a quick look at them for a couple of minutes each morning. This is a great habit to get into, as not only will it help you find good content, but it'll help you find conversations to join in with on Twitter. Now on to our next one, which is also within Hootsuite. Now, if you're on a paid-for Hootsuite account, you will get this extra feature called Suggestions. And what this does is it looks at the type of content you're posting out on your specific account. So for us, it's looking at our Zest social media account. But for you, if you have multiple accounts, you could tell it to look at one or the other. It's then looking at the stuff that we're posting out and finding other content that's similar to it. So you can see a lot of these pieces of content that it's found are relating to social media, because that's what we talk about. We then have the ability to tell it to re-roll these articles, as it were. So we don't like one of these specifically, we can re-roll it and it'll find us a new article. Or alternatively, if we do like the article, we can tell it to schedule it by simply clicking the blue button down the left hand side. This will then schedule automatically into our Hootsuite account, and it always avoids time slots where you already have a piece of content booked in. So it's a very useful way of finding content and then automatically putting it into your system without having to put too much effort in. Next up is Flipboard. Now for any of you who aren't familiar with Flipboard, Flipboard is like a virtual magazine or newspaper. It's available online and on tablets and mobile devices. It basically brings together stories from news publishers, social networking and blogs all into one area. It then allows you to search through various stories, articles, videos, etc. just by putting in a keyword. You are then able to follow any of these boards or keywords, as it were, to save that search for future reference. Flipboard also has some standard boards that you're able to follow based on news, technology and weather, etc. Things like that. So it is really useful for a lot of content. Keefi. Keefi is a relatively new application that we have discovered. It is very useful, however. It's a social media network that's based on finding useful information and sharing it with people who you don't know. So it's a great source to go on there and find these libraries of information that people create based on different topics. You can search for a word and find individual stories, or you can follow someone's entire library that those stories may be based within. It's a really good way to find great people who find content regularly, who you can then follow and use the articles that they're finding on your social media. Pocket at its very core is a bookmarking tool. However, it's not just about finding and saving content. Once you have added content to your library, things, the articles that you want to go back and read later, all that type of thing, it will give you suggestions on other things it's found that are relative to the articles that you're placing into your list. This is vastly helpful when you're putting a lot of information in there. It will find additional articles on similar subjects for you. This means you could build up a great content library very quickly. And finally, no, I haven't gone crazy. This is Pinterest. Pinterest is a fantastic way to find relevant information. It's not just a social media networking platform, it is also a great search tool. It will help you find all kinds of content that you can use on your social media. The good thing as well is you can see by the amount of pins and likes it has how good the content has fared on Pinterest, which gives you a good idea of how it will do on other social networking platforms. Always be sure to click on the pin to find the original source for the article rather than just sharing the pin onto your social media. You can even create a secret board where you could pin articles that you've found that are relevant to it. This means you can save those articles for later when you might need them more. So it might be that you spend 10 or 15 minutes one day, but you find enough content to post out for the rest of that week. So I hope you found that useful. That's been how to find awesome content in just 5 minutes a day. Now do remember, you don't have to use all of these sites that I've mentioned, just find the one that works best for you. Don't spend all day trying to find stuff. As I say, just spend a few minutes, especially with some of these where you can put processes into place to create boards that you follow and things like that, so you can just check in on those and see what new articles have come in and what you can be talking about on your social media. See you next time.